So with Build Canada Homes now, we're seeing a renewed initiative from the federal government to not necessarily get into home building, but into aiding corporations and companies to put more properties onto the market. Do you currently see the plan put forward by the Liberals as something that will lead to long-term success? Or is it more so just kind of putting makeup on a pig?
Well, it's hard to say right now because they haven't released a lot of details, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty
they've
vague.
been talking about doing, yeah, financing initiatives, which they already had, right? CMHC has a program called MLI Select that was launched a few years back, which was for mainly purpose-built rental properties, which has actually been very successful. If you look at the data, we have seen a big increase in purpose-built rental apartments going up, which is something that I have thought was like critically missing from the housing supply for a long time was the creation of new purpose-built rentals. Because when housing was affordable in the 70s, whatever, that's when we were building a lot of those with financing and tax incentives from the federal government. You might have seen in like his housing hell video, Pierre Polyev said, "Well, we're building less homes now than we did in 1972," which is true. But 1972 was a very high outlier, and at that time, it was about 25% of all housing starts in the country had some kind of federal assistance or tax incentive to do it, right? So we've already been doing that with MLI Select for the past few years. That has been seeing some success. Build Canada Homes has some other financing programs here and there. They're talking about giving infrastructure money to cities to upgrade their infrastructure in order to enable more density, which I think is maybe an underappreciated aspect of it. And they've also said they're going to try and do some stuff with modular home construction, which I think that's kind of just it sounds good, but it's not us addressing the underlying problems of tons and tons of red tape that adds a lot of timeline to construction. Like for example, in Toronto, the average time from application to completion for a new purpose-built rental unit is 100
Yeah, I
months,
remember. I remember
according to
hearing you mention that in a video, and so when you said that, I was like solely doing the mental math, and I was just like, Jesus, like that is insane.